Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, never feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me. Before it vanishes like a wave. Get on the rock, get up the burn, stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, only high, right feet, that's what this made to start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big fast sonic, that's my heartbeat in you.
Let me tell you something. I had a Microsoft Xbox Elite controller, the first one. I paid $200 for it. First of all, it's not worth $200. Don't pay $200 for a controller ever. SP Viewer, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. 26 months is a lot of generosity. Thank you very, very much. So, you know, it was getting a little long in the tooth. It broke. And I said, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to get the new one, the Elite Series 2. So I went out and I bought it. And it was like $130, and I was like, oh, that's less expensive. Oh, that's good. I'm glad they're making these less expensive. I get home, all of the stuff that makes it Elite doesn't exist in the box. All of the switchable D-pads. It doesn't have the paddles on the back of the controller. It's a wireless controller that doesn't even have the wireless dongle. You have to use Bluetooth with it. It's pure nonsense. You pay $130 for a controller that is identical to a $60 controller. Microsoft, you want to know why you can't compete with the PlayStation? This is why I hate you. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Molly League Spike Magazine Trophy. It is week number 5 here in this competition, and tonight we're gonna have a good one. It's going to be the friendly neighbor Kaiju versus the Double Dippers, Merrick versus Sweet Bunny Lizards versus Necro. Let's take a look at the standings. Don't buy Microsoft. In Division A, in first place after week 4, that's the midway point. The Knights of Nuffle are in first place. This is Clypheus' team. He's the current league champion. He has a Brett team with a record of 3-1-0. The Damaged Dragons, with their win against the Dead Presidents last week, they advance into second place with a 0-1. Skitter Twitch Die in third place. A Skaven team coached by Berserker Tempest, they are 2-0. We're heading over to Division B to get this week started. The Darlings currently in first place, undefeated, 4-0-0 is their record. They are coached by Doug Minotaur, a dwarf team. The Double Dippers are in second place. They are up tonight. They are 3-1-0, coached by Sweet Bunny, a Necro team. They are going to be up against the friendly neighbor Kaiju tonight, a Lizard team coached by Merrick. They're in 5th. In 2, the Arendelle Icebreakers, Chimes Norse team. They're in 3rd with a record of 2-1-1. First up, we'll take a look at the home team, the neighbor Kaiju. They're coming in at a TV of 1180 this evening. They've got their 6 Sarses. They've got a bunch. He's got 1 point of strength on Tsitsiyaku, the number 10 skink. That brings him up to a strength of 3. Am I cutting out? Well, if I'm cutting out, I'm sorry. I don't I don't know what's going on. Here, I'll try to fix it. Hold on. All right, how's that? All right, anyhow, hopefully if I was cutting out, that has fixed things. The number 11 skink, Geratotus, they have an extra point of agility. They are at an AG of 4. Then Barath, the number 12 skink, has picked up the block skill. That makes Barrel a blodger, block and dodge on that skink. 3 TRRs, 2 fan factor. Tonight they're going to be up against Sweet Bunny's Double Dippers. They're coming in at a TV of 13-10. They also have a full roster, 12-player roster. That means 130K in petty cash will be going to the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju this evening. 2 werewolves, 2 flesh golems, 2 whites, just a single ghoul on this roster. Both werewolves have leveled up. One has picked up the block skill and Mighty Blow. The other one has picked up block. Dr. Doom, the number 3 flesh golem, has picked up block as well. We see Bruce Banner, the number 5 white, has picked up guard, and everyone else is level 1. 3 TRRs, 8 fan factor, 1 necromancer. How do the 2 teams play? Probably their normal games tonight. The lizards of the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju. It's all about you've got two positions on this roster, right? You got the Sarses with a big strength of 4 and the weak AG of 1. You got the Skinks with the weak strength of 2 and the big AG of 3, right? They're also very, very brittle. They do have dodge. Stunty makes them even more brittle, but it makes them even more dodgy, so to speak. The Skinks are the ball carriers. The Sarses are your bruisers. You want to get the Sarses into position to do some bruising without getting locked down and not being able to get into position. In other words, if the Sarses are in the drive, you're good. If your Sarses have been marked and they can't get into the drive, you're bad. So tonight you can bet the Sweet Bunny and the Double Dippers will be hunting those Skinks as much as possible, trying to get a player advantage as early as possible. The 2 werewolves are pretty good, right? The 2 werewolves have frenzy. They can move players out of position. They have claw. They're going to treat everybody's AV as a 7. So if these werewolves come in on a Saurus, watch out Saurus, right? They both have block. One has Mighty Blow. They're terrifying pieces, probably the most terrifying pieces for the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju this evening. The 2 flesh golems can exert pitch control with that stand firm. That means they don't have to get pushed back when they are blocked down. They can stay put. If they stay put, they have a big AV of 9. They have thick skulls. They're probably not going to be removed. They can stand back up and they can keep exerting tackle zones right where they are. And this is very, very good for controlling portions of the pitch. And then you can move the rest of your team with them or around them as you need to. The 2 whites are the blitzers on the team. One has guard. We'll probably see Bruce Banner in on some assists. He'll probably, well, I don't want to say probably because lots of these players can blitz effectively. But if Bruce Banner blitzes, you can be sure that wherever he ends up, he's going to be lending an assist for another block. That's how guard is valuable, right? Guard means that even if you are marked, when you're calculating assists, you will still lend your assist. Very, very good skill to have. The Ghoul, Rocket Raccoon, very fast, one of the fastest players on the team. The werewolves, of course, are the fastest players. It can be a ball carrier with only dodge on the Ghoul and an AV of 7. They're pretty brittle. They're good for assists. They're good for fouling. They are decent ball carriers as well. If you put the ball in the hands of the Ghoul, you can free up your werewolves to use their frenzy and claw elsewhere. Everybody has as many rerolls as they need. Fan factor is going to be a roll of the die tonight. Boy, I don't know who to give it to. Honestly, I favor the Necro roster on paper. I just think a Necro team is so good. Lizards are very good too, of course. I just think personally, and this is certainly biased, but I think the Necro team with so many options on the roster, in the hands of a good coach, that makes them better than a team that has less options, right? You think of it like a fighting game. He's got those werewolves with frenzy and claw. He's got the flesh golems. He's got the white. He's got the ghouls. The zombies are very cheap linemen as well. Whereas the lizards, it's all about skinks and sarses. So playing a lizard team is more about positioning, in my opinion. It's more about not just setting up for this turn, but being able to set up for the next turn. If I move my sarses here, will they not be able to move their next turn? But 2 great coaches tonight, so it's anybody's ball game. We'll head on over to Cabal TV. Let's head to Discord first. All right, nobody in Discord, but we'll see if our coaches are ready to go this evening. Three weeks left in regular play here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. After Week 7, the top 2 teams in each division will be advancing to the Spike Magazine Trophy semi-finals. As the standings are currently, that would be the Knights of Nuffle and the Damaged Dragons. And of course the Dinner Bell Darlings and tonight's Double Dippers. 130k in inducements for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. He's got a bunch of money in the bank. He could spend 20k and get himself a wizard. I always love a wizard. Wizards are fun. Wizards are strong in this version of the rules, in my opinion. I would say in most people's opinion. All right. How are you going to sell me a wireless controller and not give me the dongle for it? Are you out of your mind? Microsoft, get out of town. Get out of town. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hank the Ranger's favorite weather is in play tonight. It is sweltering heat, at least currently. +1 fame advantage went to the Double Dippers. It looks like they're setting up on defense here. They got a 3-man defensive line, all zombies. Naturally, the 2 werewolves are in the safety position. Each player with a 12-man roster. What on earth? What on earth did the friendly neighbor Kaiju pick up? I have no idea what they picked up in the inducement phase. Oh, he got an apothecary. He didn't have an apothecary? Oh. Well, he will most certainly be using that apothecary tonight. Picked up a wandering apothecary. Decent pickup. 6 seconds left for this defense to set up. They're spreading their defensive line out very, very wide here. Move everybody into center pitch. The friendly neighbor Kaiju now are going to set up on offense. Sold me a $60 controller for $120. I cannot. There's no place to put a battery either. It better be wireless, I'm telling you. I see the sync button. It better not be for show. I feel resistance. Oh man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Six-man offensive line. Very, very spread out here on the offense. Here's the kick. Quick snap. Friendly neighbor Kaiju are going to be able to move everybody one space if they so desire. They'll get 2 die blocks across the line. We've got Kaiju, the number 4 star, server in the left wide zone. Very shallow kick here. Oh boy. You know what? I dig it. The Lavasioth here, the number 3 Saurus is going to move under the ball, try to catch the ball. Most likely it will not catch the ball, but if he does, hey, that could be a good thing. A strength 4 player, but an AG of 1. We'll see what happens. Like it says, not changing weather. Hooray! Yeah. So after this drive, a certain number of players will more than likely have heat stroke and be off the pitch for the next drive. Failed the 6+ pickup. Turn 1 now for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. 2-die block on the right side of the line here will be a push against Bucky Barnes. I just got my copy of Unmatched today that has the Winter Soldier in it. I have no idea how he plays. All I did was punch the pieces and then put the box on the shelf. 2-die block at center pitch here. He'll get a push on Reed Richards. Final 2-die block. He's taking these blocks. Gotta be careful of the ball not being secure, but he'll get a push out of this. Setting up a shallow cage here over on the... Looks like it's going to be his own 4-yard line in the right wide zone. Going for the blitz first. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Works out due to the block skill. Then he'll move that Cyrus back into position. Boy, oh boy. Scary stuff. Wants to move his free players first before he takes this block with the Kaiju, the number 7 Cyrus. Moves all the skinks in on that cage. Takes the 2-die block first before the ball pick up. Fair enough. That it is going to be the safer roll. Gets the foul. All done. Not moving the Diablos though. Good ball pickup. Turn 1 now for the Double Dippers. Oh, I forgot he's got an AG of 4. That's a 2+ pickup. I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to take some notes in this game. Who am I kidding? I never take notes. I'm not a note taker. Stephen Strange, the number 11 zombie, he's going to stand up and go right back into position to mark the number 7 Cyrus. Another zombie, this time Wyatt Wingfoot is going to move in to get another assist. That means that this Kaiju, if they're going to take a block, I'm going to call them all because they're all monsters to me. Monster Hunter monsters. If Kaiju takes a block, it's going to currently be a 1-die block. Double Dippers moving players into position to make these die rolls significantly more risky than they otherwise would be for his opponent. Looks like the Double Dippers are going to set up 2 columns in front of this cage here on the right side of the pitch. Blitz still available. Flavor says lots of marks. I would have thought that would be Merrick's strategy more so than Sweet Bunny's. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Double skulls. He spends it to keep the drive alive. Oh! The Apothecary probably getting spent here, indeed. And saves Kaiju. Well done, Doctor. Well done indeed. Double skulls. Re-rolled it. Got the kill. Got the casualty. But the Apothecary saved his life. Turn 2 now. Back to the friendly neighbor Kaiju. If you can blitz with a Mighty Blow player, you want to blitz with a Mighty Blow player. Mighty Blow plus Claw? It's disgusting. So Claw treated that AV as if it was 7. Mighty Blow gave him a +1 to the armor roll or the injury roll, whichever one he needed it for. First block of turn 2 is going to be an injury on Peter Porker. Regen's going to fail. 10v10 on the pitch. Any team that has regeneration is not allowed to have an apothecary. They have a necromancer instead. Regeneration means there's a 50-50 shot when you are the victim of a casualty that actually you're not, and you'll just go back into the reserve box. That regen roll failed, and Peter Porker is going to be out for the rest of the game. .47 seconds, 48 seconds left in turn 2 for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. They shift their... What on earth? Sometimes Windows just opens my temp directory. I don't know what's going on. I think it's one of my macros. So like, you know, I control everything with, you know, there's lots and lots of buttons that are going on. And for example, when I talk, you might see the tilde show up on the screen a lot. That's because it's part of the macro for my push to talk. So there's probably some combination that pulls up one of my shortcuts. Did he not blitz? Takes a lot. Wow. Whoa. What? So the skinks are in on the mark. Yeah. A skink is dying. One of the skinks is a blodger, of course. That means only a POW will knock him down. I always feel like matches with lizardmen teams, or at least against lizardmen teams, just devolve into chaos. And whoever prayed the hardest to one of the 4 chaos gods will come out ahead. Lots of punching. Players end up all over the pitch before the drive is through. There's a 2-die block on Baroff. Only got a push out of this. This time, got the POW he's looking for. 8+ will break armor. Doesn't break armor. I was watching matches to prepare for my game last week, and they were supremely unhelpful. I saw one where a guy won. He had an excellent CCL record on his current run. He was 11-1-0, and he was playing against a lizard team. He got a blitz on the ball carrier. Every piece on the pitch was completely scattered. Got a blitz on the ball carrier. I'm sorry, no. The ball was on the ground. He got a blitz on someone, pushed onto the ball pushed out into a favorable position. He was able to pick up the ball, run away, but the player that was running away was completely unsafe, so he threw the ball backward across the other side of the pitch to keep the ball safe. Very clever play, but supremely risky, and it all worked out. And I was like, all right, cool. Turn 3 for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. They're starting to find themselves boxed in here. You can see the defense securing all of this pitch here. This is all their territory. That's just a Tetris block, really. Blitz to get things started. 2-die Blitz gets the PAL on the werewolf. It's going to be a chain push. Doesn't follow up. Doesn't break armor. Started with the 2-die Blitz. Lovasioth's going to stay put. Dodogama, the number 5 Saurus, has yet to stand up. He might not stand up. It's going to depend on what happens here with any of these players. Resetting his cage, it looks like. Stands up, Dodogama. Good dodge. Good dodge do the dodge skill. The dodge skill gives you a free reroll when you dodge, among other things. He's going to pull this Baroth, the number 12 skink, into the cage on the left side. Cage will not be moving this turn, it looks like. He could shift it to mid-pitch. If he shifts it to mid-pitch, he can probably take a block on Stephen Strange. It'll be a 1-die block, but that's okay. Nope. He's going to pull that skink out. Kulu-Gyaku is going to move back toward the cage as well. Well. Dodogama's going to get blocked down for sure. We'll see where the blitz occurs. I imagine the blitz is going to occur on a skink. I'm going to try to set up to get a 2-die block on Dodogama and a 2-die block on Lovasioth. Stand up blitz. He's going to take the blitz on Dodogama. Double pals. Has to follow up here due to frenzy. Breaks armor. Got a stun out of it. You can see down here in the bottom here, the armor was an 8+ to break. Despite the Saurus having an AV of 9. That's what Claw does for you. When you take a block, there's a number of die rolls involved in block rolls. So first thing you do is you roll your block dice. If it's a knockdown of any sort, then whoever gets knocked down will then have to roll an armor roll. And you have to exceed, or rather if the roll on a 2d6 exceeds the armor value of the player that was knocked down. On Reed Richards here, it would be, with an AV of 8, it would be a 9+ to break armor. If that breaks armor, then you roll again. You're going to roll another set of 2d6, and this is going to be an injury roll. If it's a 2 to 7, you will be stunned. If it's an 8 or a 9, you will be knocked out and removed from the pitch. And if it's a 10 to 12, it's what's called a casualty. You might hear people refer to it as a CAS. If there's a casualty, you roll one more time. This time you roll on the casualty table, and this is a D68 roll. And all that really means is you roll a d6 and a d8 together, and you count the d6 as the first digit. If you roll a 6 on that d6, you are dead. Otherwise, there are various casualties you can take. Anything from a 1 to 3 on the d6 is basically you're just badly hurt. There's no long-term effect. You're out of the game, but you'll come back next week. You roll a 4, it's various versions of missing the next game. And if you roll a 5 on the D6, it's various permanent injuries. You could lose a point of movement, you can lose armor, you can lose strength, you can lose agility. You can even get an injury that makes future injuries more likely. At the end of turn 3, the Double Dippers are going to move Wade Wilson back to play safety. They're continuing to close in on this cage. They've taken lots and lots of marks here. 2 marks on either Skink. They've taken a mark on Lavasioth. They've taken a mark on the front right corner of the cage, Zora Magdaros. Very, very difficult to get out of these marks due to that AG1 of the Sauruses. You got to keep the ball carrier safe somehow, and Skinks only have a strength of 2. Stand up blitz to start turn 4 for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. Gonna get a knock on Wyatt Wingfoot. But this doesn't remove any of these marks here. Friendly neighbor Kaiju in a difficult position right now. They move in for the assist against Bucky Barnes. They'll get the knockdown. I imagine they might follow up here. We'll see. Indeed he does. He's going to follow up to mark Dr. Doom. He could start working his player over here and maybe take a mark with a Saurus here, perhaps? I don't know. Try to set up for the knockdown against him. But then you're committing to the right wide zone. You generally want to stay at mid-pitch. Sometimes you gotta go where there's daylight. 2-die block on Reed Richards. This will be a knockdown. Looking for the 9+, doesn't get it. Good dodge by Kuliyaku, number 15. Skink, he's going to move to the right side of the cage. And that looks to be the end of turn 4. Cage will not move. Turn 4 for the Double Dippers. Final turn of the first quarter. Remember, at the end of this drive, some players may be out of the drive due to heat stroke. You can see the effects of the weather up here. Roll a d6 for each player on the pitch at the end of a drive. On a roll of a 1, the player collapses and may not be set up for the next kickoff. Very, very hot day today. Double Dippers take a mark on Uragan, the number 6 Saurus. Uragan. 2-die block gets a POW on Zora Magdaros. He's the Saurus in the front right corner of the cage. He's going to get knocked down. Sweet Bunny taking his time here to try to figure out what blocks he's going to take. He still has a blitz to take. He's going to take that with Loki, no doubt. Well, you can doubt it. It doesn't take the blitz with Loki. He's going to move Loki back into position in front of the cage. If he says still more aggressive play from the Necros, but seems to be working out. Indeed it does. Double Dippers, one of the 2 remaining undefeated teams in Division B. 2-die block gets a dodge push on the skink on the ball carrier. I'm sorry, 1-die block gets a dodge push. Doc Ock with the block. 1-die block when you have the block skill and your opponent doesn't. Not as risky as it might seem. Two-die block on Labasioth is going to be a push. And now there's just a wall of lizards at mid-pitch. Double Dippers reset their defense. They're going to stay continue. Look at how far they've encroached on this team. They are on all sides of this team except the rear, and they still have players in the secondary just in case. Second quarter begins for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. 2-die block to start things off on Stephen Strange. Gets double skulls. Has to re-roll this. He's down to 2 re-rolls for the half. Not a bad situation for the half. But won't have a reroll left for this turn. Rerolls into double pals. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Clivey says, I'm used to the wall of lizards having the other orientation. Indeed. Almost every single player. Where? That's the give and take. Takes a follow-up. Well done. This is going to free up Puke Puke. The captions say it's going to free up puke. Ball carrier is going to scoot across the line of scrimmage finally here in turn 5, over in the left wide zone this time on the opposing 2-yard line. How does he propose to keep this player safe? He's going to bring in Diablos here. There we go. Looks like the stream cut out for a bit there. Sorry about that. There was a KO on Wyatt Wingfoot. Now the friendly neighbor Kaiju fill in their cage on the left side of the line. Turn 5 now for the Double Dippers. 4 turns left to try to stop this score. They'll get back in front of this cage. They'll get back in front of this cage with at least 3 players. They'll probably blitz to get a 4th in front. Takes a mark with Bruce Banner on the front left side of the cage. That's the skink Puke Puke. Man, I hate it when the stream cuts out because then I have to then I have to merge the videos back together for YouTube. Ah, well, what can you do? Double Dippers with 2 rerolls remaining. Skinks have an MA of 8. You can see just how far they can move in a turn. However, the werewolves have a MA of 8 as well. Skink can't just break free and keep himself safe. He's got to break free and have some protection, at least for a turn. Blitz with a werewolf. Let's go. Mighty blow. Blitz. 2-die blitz on the skink. Gets a push. Has to follow up due to frenzy. We get another block out of this as well. It's going to be another push. We'll follow up again. That's the value of Frenzy, moving players out of position. You get 2 blocks. If the first block is a push, that is. Then you must follow up and take another block. Very, very good for moving players out of position, for surfing players, for just getting more block dice when you want the knockdown. But you do have to be careful that that second block's not going to put you in a disadvantageous position, either positioning on the pitch or in an uphill block situation. Second werewolf's going to move all the way back to the end zone. He's the strong safety, Wade Wilson. Had to keep that werewolf back. There's a big gap. Big gap right here down the pitch. You can bet the Kaiju are going to take advantage of it. It's just a question of keeping the ball safe. I imagine he'll move these 4 players. He'll move these 4 players down pitch. Takes the 2-die block here. Gets the dodge out and pulls him this skink in as well. Move this cage to mid-pitch. Trying to get away from the other werewolf. Also gives him movement options. Advances down the opposing 14-yard line. See, this is the thing about lizard teams. I wish I could tell you how this situation happened. I just don't know. I just don't know. I put myself in the shoes of the defense and I just don't know. I don't know what happened. Three points on this cage here at the Double Dipper's 14-yard line. Oh, he's going to take a blitz instead. I think that's a smarter move. Takes the blitz, gets the foul on Bucky Barnes. Gets an injury out of it as well. I believe that's a 2-man player advantage. Regen succeeds. It'll be a 2-man player advantage for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. I think the Kaiju want to dodge out Baroff now and take a mark on Bruce Banner. They can take a mark on Bruce Banner. Probably take the block first on Doc Ock, since he's a white. He's going to take it on Dr. Doom instead. He only has an MA of 4. He can't really cause much damage. Maybe he just didn't want to take the dodge. I don't think he wants to follow up here. Stays put. I think that's a good call. Frees up Baroff. 23 seconds left to play. I think he wants to mark Bruce Banner with him. I think that's the play. You're a blodger. You can take a die roll. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's a good call by Merrick here. Now the only other thing to do... Oh. Gets a dodge to put a player into position. Alright. Decides not to take the block on Doc Ock. I would have taken that block, but otherwise he's in really good shape here. All of a sudden, the tables have turned. The friendly neighbor Kaiju now find themselves ahead of the defense, with just a werewolf standing in their way. Setting up for some big blocks on Zora Magdaros. Pipe says, is there any end zone space the skink can't make it to without GFIs? Not with an MA of 8. MA of 8 is very, very fast. He can get anywhere. Anywhere he likes. I mean, unless he wants to move backwards. Yeah, once a skink gets behind you, it's tough to stop them. If not outright impossible. You really need to have somebody ahead of them. Even if you match them in speed, it's a massive speed of MA of 8. But if they're ahead of you, you can't catch them if they move at max speed, right? 2-die block. Gets a dodge push. Frenzy follow-up. Gets the POW on Tsitsiyaku. He's looking for the 8+. Doesn't get it. He's got a block coming up on Otto Octavius the white and on Puke Puke, the number 14 skink. Does he have movement left with... Oh, he doesn't. He can't get anybody in to guarantee the serve. Two-die block. Gets a push on Puke Puke. He'll follow up. We get another two-die block here. Remember, this is a mighty blow block. Double pals. Gets a KO. Well done. We'll see if that KO persists to the next drive. Pfeiffer says he's just conceded the score, I guess. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what you do at this point. Like, I don't think there's anything you can do except take massive risks, which, you know, obviously are not really going to help you. Turn 7 for the friendly neighbor, Kaiju. They'll probably stall this out till turn 8. They'll move up to the opposing 22-yard line, and they'll just try to keep everybody who's a threat marked. So they'll move this cage all the way over in the right wide zone. The ball carrier will sit on the 22-yard line. Two-die block. He gets the POW on Wade Wilson. One threat on this cage. Knocked down. Surprised he hadn't stood up the Zora Magdaros. I guess he doesn't have to. If he moves the cage forward, these flesh columns are not a problem. Already spent his blitz. He could move another player in to get the two-die on Bruce Banner. But honestly, Bruce Banner's not even a problem. You can move the ball here. Nobody can get there. Yeah, nobody can get there. So he may as well move in to get another assist on Bruce Banner. Yes, indeed. Oh, he doesn't. He's going to get the assist on Stephen Strange. Ah, I'd go after that white. Oh, he is. Okay, good. Two-die block. Gets a push on Bruce Banner. That's fine. I would have re-rolled it. You have two re-rolls. I'd re-roll it. You're looking for that knockdown? Get the knockdown. Two-die block on Stephen Strange will get the knockdown. He's looking for a 9+ here. Nothing else matters. Doesn't get it. That might be the turn, I think. Well, he'll move Kuliyaku down pitch as well, just to keep him safe. Oh, he's going to move him into the fray. Wow. All right. I would have moved him to safety. He would have been there for the TD celebration. Now he's going to miss out. Turn 7 for the Double Dippers. Clayface asks, soon we will get sweltering heat. What will it bring? I hope we see 6 players. 6 players out next drive. Looks like a potential blitz on number 4 coming up. Got a 2-die block on Dodogama, the number 5 Saurus. Life says he's definitely making a claw blitz somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be on a Saurus, and this is the Saurus to go for. If he gets lucky with the block, with the blitz, he can get a 2-die, or I'm sorry, he can get a 1-die out of the block here as well, and he has the block skill. I guess he could have made it a 2-die with the flesh column. Here's the blitz on Diablos. 2-die blitz. He got the push. He'll push it. Oh, he's gonna push him straight back. Frenzy follow up. Another push. Spends a reroll. Got the pal this time. And there's that assist on the number 6 Saurus. Pulled in Dr. Doom there for that second block to ensure that would be a 2-die block. Got the knockdown on Dodogama. That might be it. Maybe he stands up weight. Wow. I don't think the friendly neighbor Kaiju are going to risk anything but score on turn 8. 1-die block on number 6 Saurus. Gets a knockdown. Got nothing out of it. Turn 8 for the Kaiju. They'll just walk this ball into the end zone. They'll take the lead 1-0. Kaiju are going to leave 2 rerolls on the table. Oh, what are you... Oh. What is happening? Showing off there for the TD. The Kaiju take the lead 1-0. The Double Dippers are going to have a turn left in the first half. More importantly, this means that there'll be a KO roll for this turn, and there'll be another KO roll for the second half. Yeah, so Skink's going to come back onto the pitch. As is a Zombo. Ooh. One Saurus out with sweltering heat. This is not going to make much of a difference, of course, unless there's a riot. It's 11v11 on the pitch. Hank the Ranger says, home just in time to see some sweltering heat results. Yes, indeed. I was also about to say, but now that you're here, the weather's going to change. Clive, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. So I won't get into details, but I've learned today, or I learned yesterday, that is. I have a lot going on, a lot of stress, and I broke out in hives all along, like my arms and my chest, to which I think, oh, I'm dying. But apparently, this is a thing that can happen with stress, which is very bizarre to me. But yes, the moral of the story is don't freak out. Don't freak out. Apparently it happens. Just eat an ice cream cone. Eat a delicious king cone. Go buy a new nonsense controller. That'll make you happy. Thankfully, since I own the old controller, I could just swap all the other pieces. See, you can buy all the extra stuff that it's supposed to come with, which brings its price up to higher than the first edition, because naturally it does. But they're all identical pieces, so I just kept them all. Take that, Microsoft! Here's the kick. Do we have a riot? Nope. The Double Dippers get an extra reroll that they do not need. Turn 8. Double Dippers are looking to murder 3 Sauruses in this turn. So what'll happen here is we'll get these blocks on the line. He can't get anybody back, right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Nope. We get the 3 blocks on the line. We'll try to pass for some SPP. But then we're going to get another Sweltering Heat roll. Does he have a 1-turn plan? Not with double skulls. He's got to push. Let's see what he's doing. So far he can get 1 space out of the werewolf. He needs to get 3 pushes out of the werewolf in order to be able to score. Looks like he's got something up his sleeve here. Or it could just be practice, right? This is a perfect opportunity to try to practice your 1-turns and see if you can figure out a way to make it happen. Maybe not a 1-turn, maybe just a 3-die block of Diablos. Got an injury out of it though. Well done indeed. That's another Saurus out of this game. Two Sauruses removed from the pitch. Well done by Sweet Bunny. Well, one was killed and revived by the Oppo, and now another one's injured. And he'll miss the next game as well. 1 second left. Looks like he's not going to get an opportunity to get the pass in. Let's see if he can do it in 1 second. And he get this pass off with no time left on the clock. Nope. Good try, though. 1-0. The friendly neighbor Kaiju are in the lead. The Double Dippers will be on offense here in the second half of the game. All right. Sweltering. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. 3 of the 6 Sauruses are going to be out this drive. 2 are out with sweltering heat. 1 has been injured with broken ribs. Kulu Yaku, the number 15 skink, he's out with a with heat stroke as well. And then we have 1 of the 2 werewolves, the Mighty Blow werewolf of all pieces, is out with a heat stroke. And then Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier himself, he'll be out with the heat stroke as well. It's going to be 9v8 on the pitch in favor of the Double Dippers to start the second half. The clock's winding down, but Merrick's informed us that there's a timeout happening. Yeah, it's 9v8 in favor of the Double Dippers. Boy, that is unfortunate roll. That means all 5 of these players rolled a 1, and now they are off the pitch for the drive. This is going to hurt. Sure, one of the 2 werewolves is out, and it's the Mighty Blow werewolf, but this is going to hurt the Kaiju much more than it's going to hurt the Double Dippers, in my opinion. Clavy says, I wonder if Sweet Bunny will try to stall or score here. Yeah, I think I'd go for the win. You've got in my opinion, such an advantage here in this first drive. The problem is, I mean, it's a good question, right? Because the problem is heat stroke it's dice. So if it's not in your favor on the next drive, you might lose the game. Merrick with the good inducement pickup when he got the Wandering Apothecary to keep one of his Sauruses alive. Well, we've got some time. Why don't we talk about passing, since that's a confusing aspect of the game here, particularly distances. So passing in Blood Bowl is with actual distance, right? So there's an actual ruler that you put on the pitch, and that no, let's not talk about passing. And that ruler, right? That's actual distance. It's not a ruler in terms of spaces. So if you hold that ruler orthogonally to a passer, the first 3 spaces would be a quick pass, the next 3 would be a short pass, the next 4 would be a long pass, and the final 3 would be a long bomb. But because it's actual distance, that the length diagonally is going to be fewer number of spaces, because the hypotenuse of the square, right, is longer than its edges. And so a way you can sort of shorthand this is just remove 1 space per distance, right? So for a diagonal, it's going to be 2 spaces for a quick pass, 2 for a short pass, 3 for a long pass, and 2 more for a bomb. And then you can interpolate the distance in between your diagonals and your orthogonals to figure out your distances on the pitch when you're trying to, right, when you really need to rely on, is this going to be a quick pass or is this going to be a long pass? Three, 3-4-3 and 2-2-3-2. Friendly neighbor Kaiju are going to set up with 3 Sauruses on the line and 5 Skinks in the secondary. I don't know if I like this. All these Sauruses are in big danger of just being out of this drive. You can see the Double Dippers are just stacking their offensive line. They're going to try to keep these Sauruses just where they are, and then it's nothing but Skinks. Sweltering heat, by the way, that's a snake eyes result on the weather table. You roll a 2d6 for weather. Sweltering heat is the result of a 2. Every weather result is a single number. So sweltering heat is a 2. There's only one way to roll that. Very sunny is a 3. There's 2 ways to roll that. Pouring rain's an 11. There's 2 ways to roll that. And blizzard is a 12. There's 1 way to roll that. Everything else is nice weather, 4 through 10. The double dippers are going to pick up an extra reroll here. They're going to be at 4 for the rest of the game. Or at least so far, anyway. Turn 9 now for the double dippers. Blocking down this defensive line. They get a push against Zora Magdaros. Yeah, they're going to push him in on the line. They're going to try to get another block on this player. Here it is. Pow. Good use of guard by Bruce Banner. Good knockdown. We're going to block with the Flesh Golem, Fin Fang Foom over on the right side of the line here. It'll be a 2-die block against the number 6 Saurus. Then they can move the zombie in for the assist against Kaiju. No, going for the blitz instead. 2-die blitz. Both down result will work out due to the block skill. Great stun on the blitz. And now they've got a 2-die on Kaiju while keeping that zombie mobile. One zombie moves back to try to protect the ball. Remember, these skinks are very, very fast. You can see just how far they can move. He does need to worry about protecting the ball here, or else a skink could try to snake the ball away. Ooh, moves a player forward. Moves Fin Fang Foom 1 space to the right, then back to the left. It's down to 2 movement points. Two-die block. Gets the POW on Kaiju. Breaks armor. Another Saurus KO. That's 3 Sauruses. 4 Sauruses that are off the pitch. Oh boy, what do you do as the Kaiju at this point? Your skinks are gonna die. They're just gonna die. Do you just run him away? Failed to pick up here. He's gonna spend the free reroll he picked up. Get the ball in hand. Do you just run away and give up the TD? Like, what do you do? We're about to find out. Turn 9 for the Kaiju. Two-die stand-up blitz against the zombie Stephen Strange. He'll get the knockdown. Follows up so that one of the 2 remaining Sauruses can get free. He's got plenty of movement left with that Saurus. Spent a movement point on the blitz. Spent 3 on the stand-up. He's got 2 more left to spend. Are you protecting the Saurus with the skinks? What do I want? I want a bowl of honey bunches of oats. That's what I want. That's the best cereal that's ever been made. Yeah, he's running these skinks backwards. I don't know what else you do. Keep him keep them in the secondary to keep them around, but they will be targeted. Just such a tough situation to be in. Turn 10 for the Double Dippers. Well, it'll be a fast half, I guess. Or at least a fast drive. A mark is taken on Zora Magdaros. The number 8, Saris. He's in the second. He's a linebacker currently. The sole linebacker. Takes a mark on Zora Magdaros with Dr. Doom, the Flesh Golem. Clive says, I did know that fact. Yeah, it's a pretty commonly known fact. Double Dippers with just 9 players on the pitch. They're trying to position their players in such a way that they can keep the ball safe. They do need to keep it safe as they move down pitch. Remember, the Skinks are very, very fast. But otherwise, they're in decent shape here. They're picking off both Sarises. Clivey says Saris got KO'd. Indeed it did. There's just 2 Sarises left on the pitch. One was stunned even. The ball will advance to the Double Dipper's own 10-yard line. Two-die blitz. Gonna work out. Due to the block skill, does not have the werewolf with mighty blow on the pitch. Gets the knockdown, but doesn't break armor. This might be it. Yeah, he's gonna shift that werewolf over to the left a little bit, just in case some skinks get a little skinky. Yeah, good repositioning of Doc Ock as well, to prevent the skinks from funneling down the left sideline. It's turn 10 now for the Kaiju. Moving one down the right sideline. Surprised they haven't stood up number 6. 2 down the right sideline, but now he's running out of players. The Ghoul has an MA of 7, right? So, 2, 4, 6, 8 get you here. He's got to be a little careful here. He's got 3 skinks over on the right. GFI'd on the right. Wow. You think he's just keeping the skinks safe? He's just saying, all right, skinks, you're on the right. Yeah. To safety, little guys. To safety. Dude, I block at double pals on Fin Fang Foom. I imagine he doesn't even stand up number 8 at this point. Turn 11. We'll see what Sweet Bunny has planned. He'll move this ball down pitch and he'll start trying to murder this team. If he wants to score early to win, he'll do that. If he's playing for the draw, he'll just try to beat up on the Kaiju. Clevy says he just does not care about trying to stop the score. Again, man, it's... I don't know what you do. Whether you play as lizards or play against lizards, it always seems to result. I know Sweltering Heat's in play here, but man, like, you know, you got your skinks to handle the ball, you got your Sauruses to protect them. You lose one of those, it's just chaos. The ball will more than likely advance to the opposing 6-yard line. I will not grace that with a response. Yeah, team's moving over to the right here. He's going to try to hunt some skinks. Indeed. So the ball's going to move to the 4-yard line. Hands off to a werewolf. Fails to catch. Succeeds on the second catch. The werewolf's going to just run down pitch to safety. Probably reposition the Zombo over here. And that lets his white do white things. Clive is thinking for the bits. 18 seconds left in turn. 11 for the Double Dippers. They're down to 2 rerolls for the game. Decides to move the zombie here instead. That's fair enough. Wants the white to move down to the werewolf to protect the werewolf. Turn 11 for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. I imagine they'll just continue to run the skinks down pitch. Two-die block on Fin Fang Foom. Gets the knockdown, gets a stun on that flesh column. He stand firm so he doesn't have to get pushed back. Oh, he's going to go back and play some defense. Yeah, it's a GFI. He wants to force this score if he can and then try to win this game 2-1. Oh, was this a gambit? Was this on purpose? Another GFI succeeds. If that's the play, he'll need to... Well, he doesn't need to. Probably move a third, maybe even a fourth, and then reposition, say, Puke Puke somewhere in mid-pitch. Finally failed a GFI. 2 GFI rolls. Failed the second one here. Is he going to re-roll this? I think he might. With 3 re-rolls left, I think he might. It's a tricky call. Decides to. I don't think he wants to lose a skink. Should I stand up blitz on Stephen Strange? Will get the knockdown. We'll move him back in space. That effectively keeps him where he is. Not only is he marked, but even if he were to stand up and he wasn't marked, he'd be MA1. In fact, I'd probably move this blitzer down pitch. Good call. Clive says, I don't think he wants to GFI this much. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. I'm not... He feels it is. Fair enough. Four skinks down pitch. All right, I think he's in good shape here to try to bear down on these players. Problem is, he doesn't want these skinks marked, but, you know, so what? Turn 12 now for the Double Dippers. What do they do? So the friendly neighbor Kaiju with the gambit. We'll see if it pays off here. Yes, it did. Well done. 1-1. The Double Dippers will tie this game up. So the Kaiju moved all of their skinks to the right wide zone, seemingly running away from the game, giving up the entire pitch to the opposing team, and then said, you know what? Actually, I'm still in it. Moved all of his skinks back into position to force the early score. Now he's going to find himself with a full quarter here to try to win this game 2-1. Friendly neighbor Kaiju, you're going to be on offense. What's... Oh, no. Wow! Wow! Unbelievable. 11v8 on the pitch right now. 3-man player advantage for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. Each team with 2 rerolls remaining. The Kaiju have 5 turns to try to win this game. They are absolutely going to try to stall it out if they can. They've gotten back all of their Sauruses, of course, save for the injured one. 5 Sauruses back on the pitch. And 3 players out with heat stroke, all 3 for the Double Dippers. The Mighty Blow werewolf is back on the pitch. That's Loki, the level 3 werewolf, number 1. But the other werewolf is out now. Rocket Raccoon, the ghoul, is out. And Stephen Strange, the zombie, is out. No kicker for the Double Dippers. Here's the kick. They kicked very shallow, and they get to reset their defense. This ball's going to land on the 4-yard line. It might even scatter up to the line of scrimmage. When the ball lands, a D8 is going to be rolled, and the ball's going to, it's basically a random space, and one of the 8 adjacent spaces, that's where it will scatter. Or I guess it's called a bounce, but I will always refer to it as a scatter, which is technically incorrect because you get a scatter on the kickoff. You choose a place for the kickoff, and then you roll a D8 and a D6, D68 as it were. And that'll determine where the ball goes from the space you targeted. And then kick can make that more accurate. Ball's going to bounce to the left sideline, and now it's turn 12 for the Kaiju. Kaiju will be able to block down the line. I imagine a blitz might be used to free up a Saurus. Before he takes any blocks, he's got to make sure this ball is going to be safe. Going for the blitz first. 2-die blitz. Gets a pow on Reed Richards. No movement left with the blitzer unless he GFIs. That was a GFI blitz, too. Man, oh man. 2-die block gets a push on Wyatt Wingfoot. Cleffy says, don't GFI Saurus dodge after a blitz. That's the first rule of Blood Bowl. One of the first rules of Blood Bowl. Good ball pickup by Baroth, the number 12 skink. That's exactly what a Baroth looks like in Monster Hunter. Exactly like that. Baroth is the blodger skink, so only a pal can knock down that skink. Yeah, needs to protect this ball. Doesn't need to get too tight on this, but he does have a massive player advantage here. Ah, yes, the skink cage. The most protected of cages in all of Blood Bowl. Clevy said, oh, he's going for the full cardboard box. The Metal Gear Solid. The Solid Snake is what we'll call this. Two-die block on the right side of the line. You get the knockdown. Two-die block at center pitch. Gets a push. You might not follow up here. Yeah, keep the Saurus mobile if you can. Turn 13 for the Double Dippers. Final quarter of play in this game. It is tied 1-1. The Kaiju have the ball. They have a 3-man player advantage. Each team with 2 rerolls. Doug the Minotaur says very close. Segnor Sleep says the Snake Plissken. The Escape from New York. Double Dippers taking a mark on the 3 Sauruses in front of the cage. Stand up blitz by Dr. Doom. He'll get the knockdown on Dodogama. This is the rightmost Saurus on the line in front of the cage. A 10 plus will break armor. Doesn't get it. AB9 is pretty resilient. Takes a mark on the center now. Blitz has been spent. He wants to tie these Sauruses up so that they can't go anywhere. Doug Minister said, claw, mighty blow. Come on! Turn 13 for the Kaiju. They have 4 turns to score. They're going to want to hold off on this score until turn 16 if they can at all help it. Kaiju, they're going to move the strength 4 skink. Tsitsiyaku down pitch. Looks like he's setting up a half cage on the opposing 10-yard line. Oh boy, this feels very aggressive to me. This might put the ball in danger. We'll see. We'll see what he has planned here. I don't think he needed this half cage. Four skinks on the back right corner of the half cage. 1 strength 4 skink on the front right corner. 2-die block back at the line is going to get a push against Lavasioth. Like he says, that old skink ball. No, 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 no. This is like the skink ball and chain. That's what that is. Two-die blitz on Bucky Barnes. He'll get the knockdown. Breaks armor, gets a KO. Well done. 4-man player advantage for the friendly neighbor Kaiju. Now they'll move into lockdown Otto Octavius, the number 6 white. Whites are the blitzers on a Necro team. Two-die block on Fing Fang Foom. Holy moly. Takes two-die block on Wyatt Wingfoot. Gets the push here. Guess he'll follow up. Turn 14. This cage. Oh, so he has a half cage on the opposing 10-yard line now. Loki, the Mighty Blow Werewolf, is free to blitz whomever he wants. Remember, he has Claw, he has Mighty Blow, he has Frenzy. Tuck the Minotaur says, smacking him around like Sweet Bunny owes him money. Sycamore Sloop says, cardboard box. That's a milk carton. Jedi Block gets the pal on Lavasioth back at the line of scrimmage. Clive says, I don't know if Sweet Bunny wants to risk a blitz with the werewolf, could wind up getting it served. GFIs to get in front of the cage. He has a mark on CZ Yaku now with Bruce Banner. Two-die block gets the pow. Oh, I'm sorry, gets a dodge push on Kuluyaku. This will be a chain push. He's deciding what direction the chain will go. Yes, indeed. He's going to move that zombie in to mark all these skinks. You can say, oh, but he's marked by 1,000,000 skinks. Yeah, but so what? He's a 40k zombie. That's what he does. He gets his gross zombie hands all over you. Blitz. Two-die blitz on the front right corner of the cage. He got the POW. Got to follow up. He's going to mark the ball carrier. Yeah, he will push that skink in front of the ball carrier. All the Sauruses are tied up or unavailable. You can see Lavasioth here with 6 MA to stand up. That'll reduce it down to 3. Turn 14 for the Kaiju. 3 turns left. Might he be considering a handoff? I don't know. I don't know what his play is here. He might even be considering the blitz on the werewolf. Oh, it's not in the hands of the Strength 4 player. gets the assist for the 2-die on Dr. Doom. He's the flesh golem behind the cage. Or the broken cage, I should say. The egg carton, really. Got the knockdown. Dr. Doom might stay put. Well, probably stays put. No, he's not going to stand firm. He's going to get pushed backwards. So all skills are optional in Blood Bowl unless they say otherwise. Frenzy is an example of one that is not optional. But stand firm is. So you have the skill. You may elect not to use it. 2-die blitz now on Wyatt Wingfoot. I imagine he will not follow up here. All right, he will follow up. So he's going to take another step back with the ball carrier here. He's got a 3+ dodge if he wants it. There it is. Worked out due to the dodge skill. Failed the first roll. Succeeded on the second roll. 4 seconds to go here for the Kaiju. 2-die block on Fing Fang Foom. Gets the knockdown. He will stand firm. Zora Magdaros probably wants to get him in the game, but that's it. Ran out of time. Turn 15. 2 turns remaining. It's a tie ball game. The Double Dippers have a 4-man deficit on the pitch, but they are putting up a solid defense here. Kaiju overextended with that half cage on the left sideline. They're trying to correct now. Five seconds have passed. Sweet Bunny, considering his options, stands up. Fing Fang Foom moves him back into position to take a mark on the number 7 Saurus. Levis says they could potentially still score, but it's going to be a little more of a challenge, but I think it'll be very difficult for Sweet Bunny to score now. Yeah, I think the Double Dippers are playing for the draw here. 2-die block, frenzy follow-up works out due to the block skill. Gets a KO on Legiana. 3-man player advantage now for the Kaiju. Double Dippers have a reroll for this turn. 2 rerolls left, 2 turns left. Werewolf is going to move back into the safety position. Moves back to his own 16-yard line in the left wide zone. He knows the ball carrier is not in scoring position, so he needs to have somebody back to handle the ball carrier when he advances forward. 2-die block gets a push on Kuluyaku. 8 seconds to go. 3 seconds. That's it. Turn 15 for the Kaiju. They have to end this turn in scoring position if they hope of winning. If they hope of winning this game? Is that a sentence? If they hope to win this game. They have a 2-die block against Dr. Doom, but Dr. Doom is skilled and Kaiju is not. They've got a 2-die block against Wyatt Wingfoot, but I think they might want to take it with the AG4 Skink to be able to maybe move the Saurus down pitch. I don't know. Tough calls. Decides to take it with the Saurus. He gets the knockdown due to the block skill, but it doesn't open up any movement. 2-die block. This will work out against Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom stands firm this time, and now he's got a lane. He can move the ball out here, but he's got to bring protection. Always bring protection. There's one. He's got to watch out for a number of players, both whites and the werewolf. He'll take the block on Doc Ock at some point here. Takes a mark on the werewolf. Good mark. Good mark. I think he might be fine with his positioning over here in the left wide zone. 2-die block, spends one of his rerolls. That's totally fine. He has one to burn. Gets the POW on Fin Fang Foom. This is going to free up Zora Magdaros to move down pitch as well. "19 seconds. Moves Zara Magdaros into position to try to prevent Bruce Banner from getting at the ball carrier. 2-die blitz gets a push on Otto Octavius. He was hoping for more out of that. He might keep the mark here because of this. I mean, I don't think he would have followed up otherwise. Good dodge. It's another mark on the werewolf. Let's see, the werewolf can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, he can do it. A werewolf can dodge double GFI blitz. Final turn of the ball game. The Double Dippers trying to stop the score here. Two-die block on Kuluyaku gets a push. Really, the only chance to stop this score is going to be by that werewolf. Werewolf will come in. He has to get the... Whoa! 2 dodges by Doc Ock. He'll get the mark. Good dodge by the werewolf. Let's go. 2-die block. Needs more than that. Is he going to re-roll it? No. He'll save the re-roll for the follow-up. 2-die block. He'll re-roll this. Yes, he will indeed. But it's going to be a both standing result. And now, the number 12 skink will have a positive dodge to score to try to win this game on turn 16. 2-die uphill block on Zora Magdaros will be a push. And that'll be it for the Double Dippers. The Kaiju. The dodge, they do not get the team reroll on the dodge. Don't think there's any better way to take... Oh, no. No. They can get the blitz on Doc Ock. They can get 2 assists in on Loki. And then they get a 2-die block on Loki. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Blitz on Doc Ock. No, he's taking the blitz on Loki. He'll get the knockdown. Got a stun. Doesn't matter. Now he's currently got a 1-die on Doc Ock. No, he's got a 2-die on Doc Ock. 2, 3, 4. 4v3. Might just want to take... Oh, we already spent the blitz. Oh, boy. Let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 2 more assists to make that... All right. To make that a 3 die, he'll get the push. That won't be enough. Now it's a dodge! Good dodge! The Kaiju are gonna win this game 2-1. Well done. Man, what a game. Hank the Ranger, you got your sweltering heat game. Wow. Segnor's Loop says, well done, great game. Indeed. Climbing, thank you for the bits. Wow. Climbing says, sweltering heat was a huge factor in this game. Indeed it was. Puke Puka is going to be the MVP for the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju. They have earned 5 SPP. Wyatt Wingfoot, he's going to level up. He's the number 8 zombie for the Double Dippers. The Kaiju dominated ball possession this evening with 75% of the game's ball possession. I don't know how to word the percentage on this ball possession since it's funky. 108 running yards, 2 Kaz's sustained by each team. SPP for the evening is going to be 15 for the Kaiju and 7. Oh, not 17. I was going to say 17. Give me a break. 12 for the Double Dippers. Boy, oh boy, what a fun game that was. That was absolutely amazing. And if I watched this again, I could not tell you what would happen. Man, oh man. All right, let's take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening. It is week number 5. 3 weeks left in regular play in this mid competition. This is the second of 3 open competitions in the season. Next up, we have a game, a doubleheader Tuesday night, starting Tuesday night, May 9th, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's UTC -4. That will be the double dragons, the damage dragons versus the Knights of Nuffle. War Horsemen versus Caliphus. That's Lizards, another lizard team. Lizards versus Brett. Caliphus current league champion. That'll be followed up by the Carnivores versus the Mighty Tighty Whities. Nick Satan versus Artificial Bunny. That's Kislev Circus versus Norse. And then on Thursday night, we have another doubleheader. That's going to be the Dead Presidents versus the Masters of MAML. My team, Avian 2 versus El Nubarino. That'll be Undead versus Dark Elf. That's Thursday, May 11th at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that'll be followed up by the Miles of Homies versus Skitter Twitch Die. Yet another lizard team coached by Amanthod Ep versus a Skaven team coached by Berserker Tempest. There's one game left to be scheduled for the week. Man, a button wasn't working. There's one game left to be scheduled for the week. And when that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Twitter, Mastodon, and Facebook. You can listen to our podcast, Mammal Talk, and watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. Where else can you beat up on undead Marvel characters? It's Marvel Zombies! You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 2 and Blood Bowl 3 on Steam and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.